Hello everybody, welcome to my live. Here we are on a Tuesday. Glad to see everybody. Thanks for joining me. My name is Laura Roderick. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. I go live just about every Tuesday to bring you some fun craft time, and we make some fun projects. So I'm super excited about the projects for tonight. It's another one of my favorites. Do I say that about everything? I don't know, but it truly is one of my favorites. I couldn't wait to craft with this set. And tonight is a craft along. So you had the option to purchase the class in advance. Anybody can watch tonight. You don't have to craft along, but some people, hi Roz, hi Lisa, got the kit ahead of time and will be crafting along with us tonight. Just FYI, I have 2 kits left, so if you didn't get the kit beforehand, I always cut a couple. Okay, hi Renee. So I cut a couple extra. I did check right before I came on, and everybody has gotten their kits. Thank goodness. I was a little worried with the holiday. I always freak out a little bit, but everyone has gotten their kits, so that's good. All right, it's a beautiful sunny night in San Antonio, which is kind of crazy because last night was not. We had horrific storms all night long, so that was kind of crazy. All right, so Tuesdays, you guys know a lot of Stampin' Up! Announcements happen on Tuesday, so I have some things to share with you before we get started, and I'll show you the fun projects that we're going to make tonight. So let me turn us around, and we'll get started with some fun. All right, let me move this. All right, so are you guys having a good short week so far? Was everybody off for Memorial Day? Anybody have to work? Oh no, Lisa. Rainy and your internet is spotty. That's no good. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We're gonna start with that anyway. Okay, you guys, so first Stampin' Up! Announcement today. There's gonna be a new sale. It starts June 3rd through the 30th, where it's like a BOGO sale, buy one, get one, 50% off. All sweets and sweet products. So any products in the suite, you can buy one, get one half price. So I think that's a really great deal. I know there's some sweets that I haven't really explored yet, so I'm looking forward to getting some stuff with the discount. And if you're a demonstrator, you get the discount on top of that, so that's even more money that you save. So I'm super excited about this. What I would say about this is don't wait, because I feel this is the time when things are going to start selling out, right? Because it all goes on sale. People are going to take advantage, and then they're going to start running out of some things, at least temporarily. Okay, so that's coming up. This opens tomorrow. And this is you can sign up for the virtual album retreat if anybody is interested in getting into scrapbooking, or in my case, getting back into scrapbooking. They've got this great virtual album retreat. It's kind of pricey. It's $250. Okay, but if you're a demonstrator, you get the discount. And don't forget, in addition to discount, you always get your Stampin' rewards too. So that's pretty decent discount when it comes down to it. And so you can see kind of the layouts. There's layouts for every month. The lovely thing about this is it's all pre-cut. So yes, you can do the live event and make the spreads as you go along, but you don't have to cut anything. It's all ready for you to put together. So something to think about with that. They expect this to sell out pretty early. So I need to place my order tomorrow morning and make sure I get on that. I know there's going to be lots of cute little grandbaby pictures that I'm going to want to scrapbook. Okay, I just want to mention this ends the 31st this week, right? The starter kit special. So again, more discounts. You can get $165 worth of product for $99 with the starter kit. If you're thinking of doing something like, let's say you want to do the virtual album retreat, which opens tomorrow, sign up for the starter kit today. Get your big discount with this, and then tomorrow you could sign up for the album retreat and get your 20% off plus your 10% Stampin' rewards and get your discount. I'm all about a discount. I'm one of those discount shoppers, so I have never regretted for a minute being a demonstrator, because I love getting a discount. So if you have any questions, email me, call me, text me, anything, and I can kind of walk you through what all this means. And trust me when I say there's no commitment. If you want to stay a demonstrator, you have to spend $300 a quarter to continue with that. If you sign up right now, that takes you all the way through, let's see, it's May, June, then you have July, August, September, through the end of September to spend the $300. What happens if you don't spend it? Nothing. You don't owe it. You don't have to spend it. Then you just are not, you just lose your discount. And then you can sign up again later if you want. I mean, I love Stampin' Up because they're no pressure. It's so easy. No one bothers you. They're not like a high sales type people. So yeah, it's all about the discount for me. Okay, you guys, tonight we are working out of the online exclusive with this Cheers and Sips. And so this is kind of a picture of the suite. You've got the paper and the stamp set and the dies you can see kind of right here. There's 2 embossing folders. So some of these extras I'm not using, but I can tell you these embossing folders are beautiful. These will fit through a mini machine. This gold ribbon I've used on other products right now. It's like a gold sheer ribbon. And these dots, these iridescent dots are very lovely too. We chose a different dot to do the cards tonight. These are called holographic resin dots. So this is kind of a close-up, but I'll show you the products as we get started. I also want to mention, it is featured in the catalog, but not the suite. This is just the scrapbooking kit, which kind of follows the same line. So it has the same paper. If you buy the paper using this number, you also get the sticker sheet with it. So if you like to scrapbook, it's a good option, right? And then there's some two-tone cardstock. And then this is a picture, excuse me, of the stamp set for scrapbooking. So it's got the bigger fonts for scrapbooking. All right, so you can see a scrapbook page that they've done here. Really cute. Love, love, love this suite. Okay, let's first talk about what are the projects for tonight. Okay, so we've got this cute little Cheers, Let's Celebrate card. We're going to do another one that's somewhat similar. Okay, so we've got 2 little cards there. We're going to do the shaker card, and I love this shaker card. I think it's so pretty. You guys know I love a good shaker, right? So we've got our shaker card. Super cute. We've got a gift card holder. So we've got this one right here. Cheers, it's your day. So we're going to make that one. And then we have a cute little gift bag that we're going to make. Again, I love using products that Stampin' Up! Has already created, like these gift bags. All you have to do is decorate the front and you are good to go. I found some coordinating tissue paper, so I threw a sheet of that in your kits if you got the kit. Yeah, and make a really cute gift bag. Our little treat that's in the gift bag, which you got in your kit, are these cute Cocktail Classics Jelly Bellies. So I thought that was a fun thing. It fits in here perfect. So, yeah, lots of fun. All right, I'm pulling out a couple of my pre-cut pieces to have them close by. So I've got those ready to go. All right, let me organize myself and let's get crafting, right? Okay, now one of the lovely things about this suite is that some of these things just, you can just die cut them. Little effort, right? You can just die cut it from the paper, put it on the front, easy breezy, and you're done, right? Okay, so here is the Cheers and Sips stamp set. This is a great stamp set. I love the little ice cubes, the little umbrella. You've got all your little garnishes, the strawberry, cherry, little orange or lemon slice, blackberry and olive. Just all the fun stuff. You can stamp the glasses, and we'll be doing a couple of those tonight. The die set is just as much fun. Now, I didn't use this die when I did my projects, but I will show you one with it tonight so you can kind of see the effect that that has. And this cuts out all your little pieces. Excuse me. Your little swizzle stick thing, your umbrella, you know, all the things. So really cute set. This is what I like to call a forever set. This is one that I want to just keep forever and use it. Okay, also for this first card, we're going to be using these textured notes dies, which are these the rectangles that have the lovely little embossed edges. So very, very pretty, super useful. We're going to actually use this one right here that looks kind of bamboo-y to me. Can you kind of see what that looks like? It's kind of the bamboo one. we're also, if you look closely right here, you can see the swirly embossing. We're going to use this embossing folder right here to emboss that really pretty. As a substitute, you could also use this one, right? This is the soft waves. Same effect, right? They're both kind of swirly, so either one of those would work fine. Okay, finally, here's our pieces, right? All right, here we go. Let me just look at your comments here. Okay, hi everybody. Great. Okay, here's the pieces. Okay, now, what I have not included in here is, if you got the kit, one of the things you got was a half pack of the DSP. And you needed to cut your own DSP. So I gave you in your kit a little cutting guide, and it just shows you all the different pieces that you need to cut out. And if you look, it tells you what size they are. The 5 1/4 by 4s, you know, this is just kind of freehand cut because we're going to cut that out. All the little pieces, so you could cut it beforehand if you want, or not. You could cut it as we go, or later if you're just going to watch the video. Maybe sometimes you like to watch the replay, so you can just hit pause and go at your own pace, which is also pretty good, right? That's a good way to do it. Okay, so this first card. Oh, I didn't hang up my measurements. Hold on. Did I even print 2 of them? Hold on. I'm just gonna, we'll see if I need any of the measurements. I might have to turn around every time. Okay, this is 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4, standard card base. I have 5 1/4 by 4 that's going to go on the inside. The pieces that we needed for this card, let me pull them out. I should have organized them ahead of time, but I forgot. We have this piece right here. This is from the paper, and it's 5 1/4 by 4. This will be our first layer on the card. Then I have this piece for the inside, so that's just going to go on the bottom. I made it a little bit taller than normal, so this is 4 inches across, and it's 1 1/4 inches. Usually I go about 3/4 of an inch, just to have, so you could see a little bit more of the drinks and bottles and stuff. So that's going to go across the bottom. All right, so let me just put that down. How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Did y'all have nice weather for Memorial Day weekend? All right, let's put this piece down too. Super easy. Okay, now we're going to kind of build a little bit of a picture here, right? So we have this piece that was die cut. This is peach pie. And we cut that lovely little border, embossed the border. This came in your kit already embossed for you. That's going to be 1 layer. This one with the swirly embossing folder. What is the name of it? Hold on. I am gonna need my notes. Usually I hang them up. So swirly embossing folder. Give me 1 second so I can just hang up my notes really quick. I like to be able to refer them to quickly on the side. And I normally just hang them on the bookshelf right next to me, so I can just take a glance and look over. So let me just, take me 2 seconds to get this set up. I think I meant to hang up the piece that I was using to cut some of the cards, and I just forgot. I'm using Post-it tape because I don't like to damage my furniture. You know how tape can sometimes mess things up. Okay, now I feel better. Okay, so this piece right here with the So Swirly, this is 3 7/8 by 2 3/8, and it fits perfectly on the inside of this. Ooh, hot and steamy in Florida. Oh my goodness. Pool and craft room sounds like the 2 perfect places to me. Yeah, we were super hot last week, like super hot. Today was pretty decent because we had that big storm last night. So, but the weekend was nice for being in the pool. Okay, so this is going to go here. Next, we're going to do a little bit of embossing. And if you don't like to do the heat embossing, you could just do this. I would say maybe in Blackberry Bliss, you could stamp it if you didn't want to do the white embossing. But let's do the embossing just for fun. We're going to take our Versamark stamp pad. I am going to, let me make sure that my stamps are clean before I mess up my Versamark pad, right? So we're going to do cheers, and we're going to do let's celebrate. And I think this is already clean, but can we do two at once? I think so. We'll see. All right, stamping in Versamark. There's the cheers. Let's celebrate. This one doesn't have to be straight because we're going to cut it. All right. Let's get some of the white embossing powder. And I'm going to need my tool, which sounds like it just fell behind something. Hold on. I need my cute little Stampin' Up! Tools. All right. I want to make sure I'm not going to touch anything that I shouldn't be touching. I always think I'm going to get more done over a 3-day weekend than I actually do get done. I mean, I got a lot done, but not everything on my list. So every week, you know, I'm like, oh, if I would have just had one more day on the weekend, that would have been great. And even then on the 3-day weekend, I'm like, oh, if I would have just had one more day. Isn't that funny? Okay, let's get out our embossing tool. Yep, always wanting more. All right. Sometimes I like to start from the back when I'm embossing words in case any of the powder shifts around a little from the heat, you know, the blowing. So sometimes I'll start on the back. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's do this piece. I should have used my brush and brushed off a little bit more. I can see I have a couple little dots there, but it's okay. All right. Making sure that's all melted. It looks pretty good. Okay, so what we're going to do with this then is we're going to flag it. If you have that retired punch, you can use that. Otherwise, you can use scissors. I got really used to using the punch, so I'm going to use that as my excuse for I don't do it well with the scissors, right? Because first of all, I have a hard time finding the middle. That's number one. That's why I love that punch. I can't believe they retired it. It's so perfect. Like, I mean, I can still keep using it, but... So this one I went a little bit lower than the middle, so I'm going to try and mirror it on the other side if I can. Whoops, I went over. Okay, I think that's fine. All right, this one I'm just going to cut down because I want it really close to the edges. So the key to this one is trying to cut straight. We'll see. All right. Oh, hold on. I have to see the rest of this. Oh, that sounds lovely, Renee. That sounds lovely. Spending time with the grandkids is the best. Okay. All right. Next, we want to have our drinks. So these are the two drinks that I chose to cut out for this one. You can cut out any ones that you want. And obviously there's not a die for, you know, each one with the little garnish. So I'm just going to leave a little bit of a white border and just fussy cut this out. You guys, so that storm last night, oh my goodness, kept me up for hours and hours because, you know, Texas, we get hail a lot. And I was laughing today. I was saying, all right, we had assorted sized hail because it wasn't one size. There were like little dime size hails, but then there was some bigger hail. And oh my goodness, it's so loud. You guys know what it's like to get hail, but you know, it's hitting the windows and the roof and you know, everything. And it was so crazy loud. I thought for sure we were going to break some windows. And we had, you know, we moved here in 2012. And I want to say by 2015, we had our first, you know, Texas hailstorm. And it really did a lot of damage. It broke not broke through, but like cracked some of our windows. It pummeled our garage door. We had to get a new garage door. We had to get a new roof, new lights in front of the garage because those got broken out. So I don't know. The hail really freaks me out at this point. Maybe because it's so loud. I don't know. We don't get a lot of storms. I feel like most of the storms here either go above or below us, around us. But we got it full on last night. We're supposed to get maybe some storms again tonight, but I don't think we're going to get hail again. I feel sorry for people who can't put their car in the garage, or, you know, you have to be worried about your car. I was worried about my grill, right? And once the hail hits, if you're not prepared for it ahead of time, it's not like you can run out and cover stuff. You'll get hit with the hail, and it hurts. So I've heard. I haven't actually ran out in the hail. Okay. There we go. There's one of our drinks. So we were talking a lot today at work about some of this stuff from last night. And, you know, coming from the Midwest, any of you Midwesterners know that tornadoes are always, we actually had a tornado watch last night too. Tornadoes were always a thing in the Midwest and very scary. And I was surprised when I moved here to San Antonio. Like, they don't even have a tornado siren in San Antonio. I'm like, what? How can you not have a tornado siren? Just because it was such a way of life, you know, in Illinois, in the Midwest. You know, we had tornado drills. The sirens went off. You know, it was a whole thing. But here, they don't even have sirens. I'm like, anyway, just, you know, weather. I'm always fascinated by weather. Okay, there we go. Only takes a minute, right? So now we're ready to put everything together. I think we have all our pieces. So we're going to pop some things up. Let me see if I can find some dimensionals. Oh, Roz, you guys had hail too? Golf ball size hail while you were driving. Did your car get damaged? Oh my goodness. Oh, Renee, that has to be really loud if your tornado siren's in your front yard. My goodness. I remember kind of cracking windows a little bit when the weather was bad to make sure that you could hear the siren if it went off, you know? All right, so just popping up our little drinks. Let me get a mini. I had them a second ago. Anyway, beautiful sunny day then today. Like nothing ever happened. Oh, you went under an underpass. Good thing. Wow. Okay, so we're just going to put these on an angle. So this one will come right across here. We'll do the other one a little bit angled this way. I'm going to add just a little of adhesive so it sticks to the other drink, like right like this. Okay. I'm not going to use dimensionals for this. I'm just going to put it right across our drinks. Right there, but I will use some little dimensionals on the Celebrate, and even the little minis are too skinny, so I'm just going to cut a little strip from the side of my dimensionals and use that to pop up the Celebrate. Let's celebrate. I don't know, what kind of drinks do you guys think these are? The one looks like a Bloody Mary, maybe. I don't know. I don't drink alcohol. And it's not for any particular reason except that I don't like the taste of it or really the smell of it. But other drinks are fun. These don't have to be alcoholic, right? Not at all. You can celebrate with other fun drinks. All right, let's pop this up on our card. Time to start using the edges. Are any of you guys going to do the scrapbooking thing? I'm kind of excited about it. I really, you know, I scrapbooked with my kids. I did some really nice scrapbooks with my kids when they were younger, and I think I should be scrapbooking my grandkids, right? So, but the other thing I struggle with is having time. We all struggle with that, right? It's hard to find time to do everything that you would like to do, especially all the fun stuff. Okay, I probably overdid it on the dimensionals. Got carried away. I'm just going to put this straight on the front like that. All right, let's put the inside in. All right, now what we're using, which you got in your kit, is these beautiful embellishments. And these are called the iridescent faceted gems. And look how beautiful. They've got a little bit of purple and pink in there, and they match the colors that we need just perfectly. So let's do it. Add a couple of them. So you got a whole pack. That means you can use as many as you want too, right? You can go crazy with embellishments. Okay, you guys, there's our first card for tonight. Colorful and pretty, right? I hope you guys like it. Okay, let me find a good place to put my cards. I'm always never can find a good place for it. So this is the second card I did, and I don't remember what I did this for exactly, but it's very similar, right? But I also wanted to show you another way to do it. This time we're going to stamp in color. Okay, so I like to show you all the different ways to do things, right? So we're going to color stamp all these little elements. All right, so for this one, we have, this time we're using a Melon Mambo card base, a little bit pinky colory, right? And same size, 8.5, 5.5, square to 4 1/4. We have our little piece for inside, and we're going to use a piece for here. Now, what I want to show you is this piece right here. This is actually crushed curry, okay? And I think it's 5 1/4 by 4. And this is just retired, right? But it's still available if you like these colors. This is from the Regals. And I liked it because it kind of has that tropical look with the leaves on it. This is Daffodil Delight, and this is from the new ones that just came out. You know, we get all new colored DSP, right? Let me show you the little, these are the designs for this year. Hold on, I got something else in here by accident. So this is from the Brights, and that's where I got the Daffodil Delight. But you can see this year we have the leaves. Again, I love a good tropical leaf. Kind of the stripes are kind of, I don't know what you call them, kind of muted, dotted. All right, so that's one. Wait, is that all? Hold on. Oh, okay, the way it's packaged, they have those all in the front. Then the second set of patterns are flowers, which are fun, and then just kind of this basic splattery kind of looking. And these come in all the different color families. So these, like I said, are the Brights. They also come in, you know, all the color families, including the 2 sets of in colors. So I like to get these every year because they're super handy. And obviously, if you're looking for that one piece of DSP that matches the color perfectly, you know, there you have it. So, you know, 2 choices. Use the stuff you have from last year or break out the new stuff, and that works just as well. So we're going to use that here, okay? Now, this layer of basic black, this is 5 1/4 by 4. This is 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And again, this is from the Brights. I'm using the Daffodil Delight. I think I like the crushed curry a little bit better, but I didn't get that pack yet for the new one, so you can see the difference. You could also use Peach Pie. That would be a good one if you have the in colors one. All right, so those are our first 3 layers. Let's just get those ready before we build anything else. It's always exciting every year to see what the new DSP is going to be that matches all the colors. I love a good small pattern like a stripe or a dot. I think it's super handy for what you need. Okay, so there's our card front, our base of our card right here. On the inside, I just took another piece of the DSP, and this time I used the 3/4 by 4 measurement, so we can go ahead and do that. I was going to say before anything gets lost, but too late. I think I already lost it. Interesting. Hold on. I know I had it a minute ago. Let me put this over here. See, well, I think I cut an extra one, so. Here we go. Have a backup. Oops, I don't like that. I don't know if there's a wrong way or right way, but it seemed upside down to me. Oh, I put it inside already. Isn't that silly? Okay. You guys were probably yelling that at me, right? Like, hello, it's inside your card. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. This other piece is just a 1/4 sheet or 5 1/4 by 4 that we're going to do our stamping and coloring on. In Pumpkin Pie, I did another of the same one with that same embossed edge. So very similar. I have this piece which fits inside of it, and it's the same size as the other one. This is the basic weight. It's 3 7/8 by 2 3/8. We're going to do some splatter on this one. And then this little piece right here, we're going to stamp for our umbrella, so we can do a little bit of paper piecing. All right. So let us get out our black and let's get our stamping going. Oops. Okay, so our little stemless wine glass, I'm going to put right here. You see that okay? I don't know if my camera's situated that well. I feel like there's a little bit of some light where it's not supposed to be. This is kind of the tall glass. We're going to do that. We're going to stamp the umbrella twice, all right? I'm going to do it in white. I'm going to do it on our little piece of DSP. Now, this DSP matches this color, so it's the Melon Mambo, also from the old DSP, right? When I made this card, this stuff was still being used, okay? We're going to cut that out for our umbrella. You can use anything that you want to make a design. All right, we're going to put a couple sets of ice cubes in our cup, in our glass. All right, we need a strawberry. We need a cherry. And we're going to do a lemon slice because in my mind, we're going to do some pink strawberry lemonade. Okay. All right. Now, also on here, we're going to do our cheers to you. So, let me be a good girl and clean my stamp. I'm not always good. Sometimes I cheat. We're going to do this right in the corner, right up here, kind of on an angle. So cheers. And then we'll get out the little to you and put it underneath. Okay, we've got that. We might be done stamping this. We're going to get out some colors and do some coloring. All right. So let's start with, I'm going to do orange. I'm going to use light and dark pumpkin pie to do our cup. Now, I want to go, I'm starting with the light. And I probably made my ice cubes a little bit high. I'm just going to do a line across because we want some room at the top, right? I'm just going to color the whole thing in light. So the other thing we did this weekend was we went to a play. We like to go to plays. And we went to a new playhouse. It was the San Pedro Playhouse, which is a smaller, it's not like our big majestic theater that we have downtown. And we saw the play Anything Goes, which was awesome. It's one of my favorite plays. And I was actually in it when I was in high school. For a church group, we did, at the church, we did plays, and they were really quite the production. But anyway, it's always been one of my favorites. So if that play comes out anywhere, I definitely want to go see it. And we really like the Playhouse. I'm just going to add a little bit of dark now to add a little bit of shadowing. So that was super fun. And we were really impressed. I mean, everything about it was good. The cast was great, great singers. The set was really impressive. They did a good job with that. The orchestra, I mean, everything was just really good. Now I'm going to try and blend this in. So I'm going to add almost another layer of color, but just kind of around the ice cubes this time so the ice cubes appear a little bit lighter. The other thing you could do is if you wanted to do a little color lifter on your ice cubes, you could do that. You could stamp and emboss your ice cubes with white instead of using the black. I kind of stuck with the black because I have a lot of black accents around everything else, so I kind of stuck with the black. So just another different way. I mean, eventually, if you keep your stamp sets forever, like I like to, you're going to run out of paper and have to color your own, right? So let's do a few. Okay, so we have one drink. The next one I did in Pretty in Pink for our pink lemonade. Same thing, gonna keep it simple. Do you guys have a favorite play? Anybody have a favorite play that they absolutely, if it's playing, they have to go see it, right? Evita is another one of my favorites. And that's coming next year around the same time to that same playhouse. So I definitely will be going to see Evita next year. We used to, when the kids were little, we would get subscriptions to, it was, let's see, was it the Candlelight? No, it was maybe the Martinique, I don't know, somewhere. So you could get a subscription, and that would be like my husband would buy me as a gift for Christmas. And so that would mean once a quarter when there was a play, we would actually have a night out because we didn't go out that much when the kids were little. And my mother-in-law would babysit, and we would have our date night, which would always be a play and dinner, which was lovely. Renee says she loves Annie. Renee, I have never seen that. Can you believe that? Another one of my favorites, of course, is Phantom of the Opera. I'm just adding a little bit of the dark petal pink. And I'm just going to add a little bit more of the light. What I love about the Stampin' Blends is, you know, you start with some lines and it just kind of all blends together so you can't really see the lines. So I'm leaving a little bit of light color. I'm going to show you up close kind of how these came out. They look okay, right? Okay, so let's hurry up and color the rest of our things. I'm going to leave this white. The strawberry and the cherry we're going to do in Melon Mambo, dark and light. Super easy to color. They're small. You got to love a good small image, right? And we'll just do half of it in dark and half in light. Okay, cute. And we're gonna do Daffodil Delight, light and dark, for our lemon slice. And I'm just gonna go around the edge and then kind of go in between the segments. And I'm not worried about staying in the lines because I'm going to blend it in with my light lemon lolly, and it looks just fine like that. Let me just get those lines in. Now you're going to get your dies out and you're going to put this through your die cutting machine. Okay, now that we got all our things colored. All right, so let me show you the dies because I like to do that. So we have this one that's going to go right around here. This one obviously goes here. We got the cute little strawberry one right here. This one's a little bit tricky because it's not a perfect circle, right? So you got to figure out which is kind of the oblong side when you line it up. And then the cherry. So send these all through your die cutting machine. Now, oh, and the umbrella too, right? So send this all through so you have your little pieces. And I want to show you something else that I did. So as an alternative, like I said, I kind of wanted to use this one. So, oh yeah, Roz, Phantom of the Opera. Oh my goodness. Love, love, love it. So good. The music is so amazing. So what I did was I did one where I didn't put the ice cubes here. I put a couple ice cubes in the pink lemonade and I just colored this one orange, did the same coloring. And then I took this piece right here to add a little, you know, kind of that textured glass look. And I put it on here. And then when I ran it through my machine, this is what I came up with. You can see, can you see the texture on this? With just the plain textured one. And then this is the one I did with the ice cubes. Okay. So that's kind of an alternative if you want to mix it up a little bit and use this fun die. All right, let me put these aside. Okay, so now we have our pieces for our card. Let me pull these out. The last thing we want to do is get a piece of scrap paper. This is a well-used scrap paper. And we're going to add a little bit of splatter here. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little bit of pumpkin pie. And let's see, I'm going to do the dark. So I'm just going to take my blend. You can also use your Stampin' Right markers if you have them. I feel like these are juicier. You just got to be gentle so you don't ruin the tip on your marker. So I just added a little bit of that. And do I want to add another color? Maybe let's do the pink. Add a little bit of pink to this. A little bit lighter, but also pretty. It just adds a little bit to our background. You can see how that kind of turned out. All right. Put my toys away here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Let's do the top of the strawberry. Don't forget to do the top of your strawberry. I did that in Old Olive. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Let's start building. This is going to go straight on. We will do, I'm just going to do this one, you know, flat, right about here. Now, before I put that down, the other thing we have is a stamp for the umbrella, you know, the stick for the umbrella. So you can just, if you want, you can just stamp that right like this, okay, with your ink pad. So let me do that. I'm thinking it's going to be right about here. Hopefully I'm right, or it's going to ruin the whole card. All right, now we can put this down right about here. We will take this one. Now, before we put this one down, I want to cut my lemon slice right up to the middle. And that way I can kind of have it on my, like this, right? And then I'm also going to do my strawberry. And I'm just going to put my strawberry in right here. And then I'm going to adhere my lemon slice because I'm going to pop this up with a dimensional. So how about I get out a new sheet of dimensionals? There we go. Right like that to kind of hold it in. Okay. Kind of cute, right? Let's add some more dimensionals and pop this up. And we'll put this right here. Okay, so for our umbrella, we've got our white piece. We are going to take this piece and we're going to fussy cut it. I'm going to do it right on the black edges. So once we glue it on, it's still going to have a white border. If you cut it outside of these black edges, you're going to have a polka dot border and it's going to look a little strange, right? I'm going to cut off this top part because I want that to be white too. And just like that, okay? So you can see how I've cut that out. We're going to glue it on. Time to get the glue started. I got to clean this up. I need a new glue. I feel like it's just about empty. It's very light. I need to clean up my glue holder. 'Tis a mess. Let's move it closer. All right. We're going to glue it right where it goes, and the black lines will blend in with each other. All right, can you see how that turned out? Now we've got a cute little umbrella. We are going to pop that up as well. So that's going to go right here, making sure we don't cover up our word. And then I have a little cherry that we die cut out, and we'll put that in this drink right here too. I'm going to put my stem a little bit under the umbrella. Okay, let's pop it up. I'm going to put this time, I'm going to put an angle on the card. And then let's get some of those really cute embellishments again and put some of those on. This time we're putting them on the yellow. All right, card number 2, all finished. Colorful, right? Cute. Fun little card. Could be anything on the inside. Cheers to you. Happy birthday on the inside. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Father's Day. Happy congrats on your graduation, although I'm not sure about that one. We'll see. But maybe. All right, you guys, let's do the shaker card next. First of all, I'm obsessed with these little what do you call them? These are loose shaker elements, and I'm just obsessed with the shininess. They're so gorgeous and pretty. All right, and you know I love a good shaker, so that's what we're going to do next. So let's get out our pieces. I need to get a drink really quick. I don't have anything exciting, just water. But pink lemonade sounds really good after the last card. Okay. All right. Let me get things organized. Next, what we're going to add in some of these everyday arches. Do you guys know, are these back in stock yet? I know they were close to being back in stock. These have been very popular, and it's a good set to have. We're going to use the second from the largest and the third from the largest. Okay. We're going to use a different DSP from that same set for this. Hold on, I got to switch positions. I'm sitting on my leg. All right, so this time we're going to start with an old olive, same measurement card base, 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside. On the inside, again, we're keeping it very simple, just a little bit of the DSP. So pre-cut DSP for this one is going to be this cute little paper, 5 1/4 by 4. Don't you love that? Isn't that adorable? And looks so good with the old olive. And then we need our little piece for the inside, 4 by 3/4. So that's going to go on the inside. Now, we could get more creative if we wanted to, and we could stamp a little drink on the inside or something else that's cute. Sometimes I just like to keep it simple though. Okay, there's our inside. So on the outside, now we're going to start building. Okay, we can go ahead and start with this piece right here. This can go just on with some seal or whatever adhesive of your choice you like to use. I guess this way, so I like it. All right, next we're going to do our arch. So I've done this one in Blackberry Bliss. We're going to put this one down flat too. All right, and we're going to start building on this. Okay, so the next thing we want to do, now if you got the kit, I die cut this for you already. I'm pretty sure I did, right? So this is the other arch. So when I sent this through, I used, I had the arch die on it, and I sent it through at the same time as these little dies right here. So I just set them up, the arch die, I did all 3 dies at the same time when I sent it through. If you do it one at a time, you're not going to have, the dots are going to get flattened when you're die cutting something else. So it's best to do everything at the same time. Okay, so this is going to be our next layer, but we have some work to do before we put this on. All right, so that's going to be lined up like that. Now, also die cut, we've got a couple of these pieces right here. Hold on, now, you guys know there's that square paper, right? Let me see if I have anything to show you. Okay. Here's a bigger piece of it where you can see, hold on, how it comes in all these different colors, right? And they're just lovely rectangles. And if you stamp them, you can see where you can stamp it. This one should have been a little bit lower just so you have the white, you know, and you can have all your drinks without having to color, right? So that's a great use for these. We're going to use them as our background, our backdrop for the drinks. So this one is going to go right underneath here. Now I can't put it on here because I just want it in the background, okay? So I'm just going to kind of line everything up where I want it to be. And then these are going to go right on the background. And this has to be unattached to it still because that's going to be the top part of our shaker card. So I just kind of want to see where I kind of want them to line up. This one's got to go a little bit lower, but not much. Let's see. I didn't leave myself a lot of room. Let's flip it around. There's more room at the top this way. Okay, so that's kind of exactly where I want them to be. This one, I want to put my edge in. So that's exactly where I want these to be on the background. So can I do this and get them glued down properly? Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just be a little weird and obsessive. Nothing's going to show because this is going to be covered up. So I'm just going to do some little pencil marks here. You don't have to do this. I know I'm just being a little bit extra by doing this. But I want to make sure they get taped down in the right place. Can you see how I kind of have my marks there? So this is going to be the backdrop behind our drinks. All right, so we've got this piece right here, the 2 corners. I'm not going to press it hard in case it's not exact yet. And this piece right here. Okay, again, not pressing hard. Let's see if it works with the lineup. All right. This is going to have to go up just a tiny bit. Okay, what do you guys think? Pretty good placement? I think so. This has to go over just a tad more. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? Good? All right, so I'm going to press these down now, and we're ready for our next step, and that is getting this part ready. So we're going to flip this over. I have this piece of window sheet, and this window sheet is 3.5 by 3.25, so one is just a little bit longer than the other. All right, and we're going to glue this down. So I'm going to just add some, just do it with regular glue and add some dots around. Okay, we're going to take our window sheet, maybe get all the fingerprints off of it first, and glue it down like this. Okay, we're going to want that to dry a little bit. Now, because this is curved and we're used a rectangle, we're going to need to trim it just a little bit. And if you glued it right, it would just be the two little corners, but I was just a little bit off. So I'm going to have to go a little bit more. So I'm just going to trim that right there. And just trim right along the edge right here to make sure our window is perfect. Okay, so there we go. All right, next we need to put on our adhesive strips. So these are the foam adhesive strips, super handy. If you don't have them, you can cut up dimensionals. That works fine too. But they have to be like touching because you don't want any of your little pieces to escape. All right. Now, I don't mind if the shakers cross over, but I do want to minimize what I have showing because I don't want to use a whole thing of these little shaker elements. Okay, so I want to kind of get it close. It's a little bit narrow here, and I'm just going to place these. Let me move this up a little so you can see just a little bit better. End to end, because again, I don't want sprinkles escaping my card. That would be no fun if people ended up with a confetti card when they opened it. And this piece right here. Good. Okay. Let me get a second one now and see. I'm going to go right across like this. And then I'm just going to go angled like this. It just minimizes the space a little bit. All right. Now, because I want it to, I don't want this part flopping at the top, I'm going to add a little bit more and just kind of curve around. And these things curve really nicely, just so the whole thing sits nicely on our card. Okay. So that's it. You can kind of see how we have all our strips in place, right? So all of our shaker elements are going to go inside here. So here's our piece right here. Let's get those out. I'm going to just pile them in the middle here. And try not to spill them all over. Again, here they are up close, little stars and super fun. Now the important thing here, I'm going to put a lot because I like a lot, is make sure there's none on the edges, because if you get something on the edge, your foam adhesive tape isn't going to stick right, and you're going to have ones that escape. All right, so let's take off all of our backing. And then this is the tricky part. We got to place it exactly. I'm going to pull it down a little bit because I need to kind of be over it. Now it's staticky, so I want to make sure that it gets in the right spot. Well, my arch is looking a little off center. Let's see if I can fix it. Hold on. The static is just causing all these little pieces to kind of go up. I want to still make sure that my cups look good. I'm happy with that. There we go. Pressing it down now that I'm happy with it, right? Okay. There's the shaker part right there. Isn't that pretty? So, so pretty. Lots of shaker pieces in there. Okay. Now we want to embellish. So we have this other piece right here that we're going to go ahead and stamp and color. So let me show you what we have to stamp for this. I made a mess. Let me get rid of my pieces. Okay, so on this one, we're going to use the circle again. This time we're going to make it an orange slice. So we've got that one. We need another cherry. So stamp your cherry. We need another strawberry. And we need two more things that we're going to do in different colors. Okay. So we're going to do kind of, I don't know, I guess it's kind of a swizzle stick. Is that what you would call it? We're going to do this one in pecan pie. All these things have dies to cut them out, even this little swizzle stick thing. The other thing I'm going to do is this little, I don't know, what would you call it? A little leafy thing to go in there. It looks like thyme. I don't know what it is exactly. I'm going to do that in Mossy Meadow, kind of the darker green. Then I'm going to take the light Old Olive and just color it in. All right, now I'm just going to color in all these little leaves. And you guys already saw me color the strawberry, the cherry. This we're just doing in the dark and light pumpkin pie instead of the Daffodil Delight like we did for the lemon stick, okay? Take your dies, die cut all those out, and here's our pieces for this. And we're just going to use these to embellish our thing. Now look at my cherries a little bit off. Do we want to play with that and see if we can fix it a little bit? I think we might as well try. Let me just maybe cut a little bit of this off. Whoops, getting carried away. Maybe I should have left it alone. Hard to say. Okay. All right, so also we have another one of these little squares, of the colored squares. We're going to stamp on that, It's Your Day, and Let's Celebrate. It's your day, and let me find the Let's Celebrate. Nope. Is that it? Yes. And again, we're just going to cut those out. So it's just giving us a little bit of background interest on these words, since we're going to add it just to the white background. I just thought it was pretty that way. So again, just kind of a close cut around. Ugh, I kind of went curved on that one. See if I can fix that up a little. Let's celebrate, and it's your day. Okay. All right, let's pop these pieces up. I think everything else we're just going to glue, but let me get my dimensionals and cut a strip again for these. If you're using the minis, there's like a big blank part right there, so it's perfect for cutting your strips. Or you could use what we just used, right? The strips, the adhesive strips, that would work too. Super easy. I feel like those are just a little bit higher than our regular dimensionals. All right. Looks like it's starting to get dark out. We're in the longest days of the year now, right? I love it. Okay, let's just decide where we want these. It's your day. Let's celebrate. Okay. The rest of the things we're just going to glue on, I think. Or should we pop it up? Maybe we'll pop something up. Let's see. Yeah, let's pop up the orange slice. I think that might add a little something. I didn't pop it up on the other card, but I think that would look cute. And then we'll just glue our cherry. All right, and the same thing, we're gonna do our little swizzle stick first. Just a little bit of glue. Where's my helper? This looks a little bit long, maybe, maybe not. Maybe we'll cut just a piece of it off right here. Or should we leave it? We'll leave it. Let's leave it. Our little piece of greenery here. And then our cute little strawberry. All right, let's add some fun. All right, what do you guys think of the shaker card? Fun, right? So sparkly. I think anybody would love to get this card in the mail, wouldn't they? All right, there it is. Card number 3. I feel like that was the hard one. Let's do this one, which is easier now. This is going to be our cute little gift card holder. All right, time out to clean up for a second. All right, what we're going to use on this one, we're also going to add some of these nested essentials dies. We're going to use the 2 middle pieces for this card. All right. Okay, so this is starting out, this is 5.5 by 4 1/4, just a piece of berry burst we're back to. The pieces that we've cut from our are right here, 5 1/4 by 4 and 3 inches by 2 3/4. Other pieces, it's like this whole card is right on this side, right? We have the 4 by 2 3/4 of the flowers, 2 3/4 by 3/4, 2 inches by 1 1/2. So let me get all those pieces out. So we got this, this one, and what was the last one? I feel like I'm missing one. Well, we have this too. That's just going to be another piece that we die cut from the paper. Not die cut, fussy cut. And I feel like I'm missing just one more little strip. Well, I don't see it. We may have to cut another one, which is fine. We have the measurements, so we can do it. There it is. I found it. Okay. So let's put down first. This is going to be the backdrop for this piece. All right. 5 1/4 by 4. I think we said that one already. I cannot get enough of this beautiful flowered paper and these gorgeous colors in it. So, so pretty. All right, there we go. That is the backdrop. Now we're going to do another layer, and this is also made with the berry burst. And the measurements for this are 9 by 4 1/4. Okay, so 4 1/4 by 9 inches, and it's scored at 3 inches and 6 inches. You're going to kind of valley mountain fold it this way, so it's going to open up like this. It's going to go right here, but we need to decorate it up a little bit. So on the front, we have this piece of flowered DSP that's going to go on the front. Just like this. All right, next, for the inside, this is the part that's going to hold our gift card holder. So if you have any size circle punch that you want, you can make a little notch for the gift card, okay? The one I have is the 1 3/4 inch punch, and I'm just going to try and center it and just do a little half circle punch out of it like that. All right, let's glue it down. We just want to glue the 3 edges, so our gift card is going to fit inside of it. So let me just add a thin strip on both sides and the bottom. And we'll glue that into place. Right like that. All right, we'll let that dry for a minute. Now, on the inside is going to be a piece right here that we're going to build a little bit on also, okay? So this little piece of basic white cardstock is this, hold on, it can't really be 4. Yeah, it is, it's 4. I'm like, that can't be 4 inches. 4 by 2 3/4. So we're going to kind of build on this a little bit. So we're going to stamp. I'm going to use Mossy Meadow again. And I don't think I pulled out the stamp for that. Hold on. I did not. I'm going to use these little flowers right here. So let me pull that out and mount it to a block. What have I got left? Let me pull this big one here. So I'm going to do 2 of these, just like this. Okay. I'm also going to stamp It's Your Day, and I'm going to do that in Berry Burst. In addition, I'm going to also, I have this from those same rectangle dies, so you can see a little bit of embossing around this little rectangle. We're going to do the cheers on this for the front, also in Berry Burst. So let me pull my cheers again, clean it off. Right in the middle. Okay, now we have our little cheers. All right, so then I thought I would add just a little bit of color. Now, it's up to you. If you wanted to, you could just leave these green or make them flowers, but I kind of felt like they were a little bit of flowers with some leaves. So I'm going to just take a couple of colors here. And I've got my light old olive just to color in the leaves right here. Very skinny. And then these little flowers I'm doing in Daffodil Delight and I think Melon Mambo. I'm going to use, let me use the light Melon Mambo. So I'm just doing every other. Very skinny, having a hard time staying in the lines. Okay, let's do the dark Daffodil Delight for the other ones. Okay, that's what we have. Can you see how we've colored those? We're going to do It's Your Day, Berry Burst. And then I just added another little strip along the bottom, just right like this. We still have a little bit of room to write a greeting, right? And this will go right here. Okay, now we want to build to go on the front. We're going to take our 2 pieces of die cuts, right? So we have our Pretty in Pink and our Basic White, and these are just going to be a little bit of a background for our drink. All right, let's fussy cut this one. So you guys, next week, I will not be live next week. I'm going to be taking a business trip that I'm not packed for in a couple of days. And so I won't be able to go live next week. But if you want to place an order, I do have a little bit of an ordering special. If you place an order of $45 or more and name me as the demonstrator, I will send you a surprise goodie bag with some Stampin' Up gifts in there, some products. Just a little surprise just to say thank you, since I won't have a card kit this week because this was a stamp ahead, even though I have a couple left of these. If you want one of these kits from tonight, email me. I'll send you an invoice. I have 2 left. But anyway, I'm extending it all the way through the 7th of June. If you place an order with me, I will send you a goodie bag with some really fun things in it. Some surprise goodies. I know I'm going to be ordering because I want to get in on that scrapbook kit, and I have to place another order for just a couple other basic supplies that I'm running out of. Okay, this one took a minute because I wanted to get kind of close to that top thing. All right. Now, I'm just doing this flat on here, all the way towards the bottom, just like that. We're going to take our cheers, and it's going to come off this way. So I'm going to put dimensionals on this, so we're going to have to put some dimensionals on that as well, so we can keep everything the same height. I always like to make sure if you order with me, you get something special as a thank you. All right, so you can see a little bit up so we have room for our greeting down here. This is going to set off this way, so I'm going to put some adhesive right under here and then a dimensional on that side. So I'm going to Arizona for this work trip. So I'm going from hot to hot, but it's a beautiful resort they're putting us up at, so I think it'll be fun. All right. Let me just make this, I want this to be a little bit smaller and not take up too much room on our card. Get my good scissors. So this is just, I think it's, is it called white linen ribbon? Let's see what it's called. White woven ribbon. Very nice ribbon. Very nice summery ribbon. Let's get a glue dot and put this on. And we'll kind of put this off here this way. All right, so now we need to go ahead and put it on our card. This is going to go right in the middle. We're going to put it on with seal. I'm going to put a little bit extra because I want to make sure it sticks really well. Good. This should be dry now, so let's see if we have a little gift card to put in here. There we go, our little gift card. And lastly, we just want to add some more of those pretty embellishments. So we've got all kinds of good choices tonight, right? For giving flowers, cards and gifts. We're going to do a gift bag next, so that's fun. Let's do another big one down here. Okay. There we go, you guys. That is our last card before we do our little gift bag. I hope you guys liked that one. Okay, lastly, our little gift bag we're going to do. Super cute, right? All right, so next pieces, we're going to add these favorite circle drive. I love how all these shapes now, they're doing these awesome embossing features around them. So we have these beautiful circles. These are the Spotlight on Nature dies. And for our gift bag, we're going to use this one and this one, okay? I'm also using on this one, I got to put my gift bag closer so I can see it. We're going to use Stylish Shapes dies. I'm going to use this one right here for our sentiment. All right, we are on the home stretch, you guys. All right, gift bags, fabulous, from Stampin' Up. These come with small and large gift bags. I think we used the small ones last week for Father's Day. All right, and our pieces right here. Now, this piece right here, Back to Berry Burst, this is, let me double check the measurements, because this is 5.5 by 4 1/4. 5.5 by 4 1/4. Hold on a second. I need to make a little note before I send this out to y'all. If you guys got this in the mail with your kid, it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. But I'll put this in the email for everybody tomorrow. All right, so we're going to build and then just put this right on the front of our bag. So we've got that. We have our piece of DSP, which is this piece right here with the cute little, what do you call it? You could do this side too. That would be just as pretty, right? Little drinks, little bottles, pitcher, super fun. That's going to go right here. Okay, did I give you the measurements for this piece of DSP? This is 5 1/4 by 4. All right. Now, these are the two that we cut out of Berry Burst and white with those circles. Those are just going to go right one on top of the other. And I put that one down flat. Make sure you punch out all your little pieces if there's any little pieces left after die cutting. So let me just punch these out really quickly. Still got all my little dots. I keep a little garbage can next to my workstation here, which I've had forever now. Stampin' Up has one. This is my little thing I keep right next. So I have my little tiny scraps I can just put right there next door and get rid of them. Okay, this is going to go right here. All right. Okay, now we need to do some stamping. So I have this little scrap that you will have cut out. And let me get my little guide to see how big this one is. Oh, this is the piece that we didn't use on the last one. This is 2 by 1 1/2. Okay, we're going to stamp another umbrella on that. And then we also need a piece of that paper. Hold on. Let me organize myself really quick here. We're just going to use one of these and we're going to stamp right on it. Which one do I want to use? I kind of wanted to do one that was kind of maybe pink and purpley. I think I'm going to do this one right here. See that one? Yes, Renee, we're going to do that. We're going to use packing tape for sure. I have my packing tape right here. And when I showed you guys these other pieces here, I had already put the packing tape on these too to make them kind of glassy and shiny. So yes, great idea. We are definitely going to do that. Okay, so let me get my stamp and do our wine glass. And I want to leave enough room at the top. So we have our line. Am I happy with that? No, not really. I kind of wanted, well, I guess it's okay. It's just, you can barely see the line, but I think it's okay. We'll use it. All right. Let's cut this out. I also want to do, I'm going to stamp some ice cubes on this. So let me get that back out. Just right in the middle. Okay, now let's do the packing tape like you said. I'm just going to tear a piece off. And lay it flat. Put this on the sticky side. And then we can go ahead and cut out. I want to kind of cut on the line for this, or just outside the line, because I kind of want the line to show. But not anything really outside the line. Okay, there's our shiny little glass. Can you kind of see the shine on that with the packing tape? Fun, right? Okay, so we've got that. Let's stamp our umbrella. How about I keep putting my stamp pad away in between each stamp? How about that? Silly, silly, silly. Okay, now we have this that we're going to do cheers on again in Berry Burst, and then we have this last piece, which is just a scrap of, I think it's like 3 by 3 of the basic white. So again, we're going to do our other elements that we need. So I've got a white umbrella. We're going to do another leafy piece. And we're going to do a blackberry this time. Okay. Now, die cut those out, color them. All I did for this was I used the dark and light old olive to color that, and then I used the Blackberry Bliss to color in my blackberry. All right, and then I die cut all these pieces after I colored them. Now the other thing I stamped on here, if I can share with you, is this little swizzle stick again. Let me see if I can find it. I've kind of thrown everything into a pile here now. And I did this in basic black too, because this has a die, and then I die cut it, and I just cut off the curly part, because I'm going to use this as an umbrella stick this time for my, you know, embellishment. Okay, last thing to stamp. Cheers in Berry Burst, and I think we just did it in Berry Burst, so no need to do my stamp again. All right, getting a little sloppy. Not quite perfectly straight, but that's fine. Okay, now let's put things together. We're going to start by taking our cute little glass and popping it up. And kind of towards the bottom right here. We want to make sure we have enough place for our embellishments. We're going to fussy cut this right along the edges again. This is the design that we're using for the umbrella this time. Again, cutting off that little piece on top, we're going to glue it to the white. Just so we have that white area around it. Okay, so I'm going to take my little stick piece and glue it. Now, I could have also used the stamp and stamped behind it, but I kind of wanted it to be on top of the glass this time. I want this side to go here. Not that it matters, it's also going to be covered up, but I'm just going to glue that right there. Take a minute for the glue to set on the packing tape. So I'm just going to hold that for a minute. So stick. All right, you don't want to stick? Fine. Let me just put a dot of glue underneath and then have something to hold it down with for a minute. Okay, In the meantime, let's get these guys ready. So I'm going to pop up the blackberry with a mini. All right, add a little bit of, I'm going to use the sticky stuff this time. I think it sticks to the packing tape a little bit easier. See, this doesn't want to stick as well. That's fine. I know how I'm going to hold you down. We're going to hold you down with a dimensional from my blackberry. Boom. There you go. Now you have to stick. All right, let's pop up the umbrella. Right like that. All right, can you see how we put that together there? Cute, right? The cheers, I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals. Let's go minis again because they're kind of small. Right down here. And then I'm just going to add adhesive to it. And just put it across right like that. Okay. Now let's add some of our cute little gems. Okay, super easy, right? Let's put this on the front of our bag. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and open our bag up. Put our cute little Cocktail Classics jelly beans inside. That would be a fun treat for somebody. And then if you want to add a piece of the tissue paper, you can go ahead. I just got this on Amazon, and I thought the color matched pretty well, which was kind of a stretch because, you know, you're just looking at a picture on Amazon. You're not actually, you know, how true is that color? It's hard to say. So we'll just add a little bit of tissue paper. And there we go. Oh, that is a terrible job with the tissue paper. Maybe not the tissue paper. Just kidding. All right, you guys, we made it through our craft along class. Before I cover this up, don't forget, if you're going to order by June 7th, I'll send you something if you order with me. Let's bring back all our fun projects that we made. We made it through all of them. Right, so we started with just super easy card like this. We added another fun, cheerful colored card. We did our super fun shaker cards. We did our gift cards. And then we did our gift bag. So lots. Oh, thank you so much, Renee. You guys, if you want the measurement sheet, I will send it in tomorrow's email that'll come out. Okay, so it looks like this. It's just a project measurement and supply sheet. So I just put all the measurements on here. I have pictures so you can kind of see what the pictures look like if you want to make the projects. And of course, then you have the video as a reference too if you want to go back. And by the way, you know, I do my videos on Facebook. And then I post later to my business Facebook page and to YouTube. Facebook now deletes them after like 30 days. So if you're looking, thank you so much, Trisha. If you're looking to see any of the videos and they disappear from Facebook, they're on YouTube. All my stuff is on YouTube, so you can easily find my video on YouTube. And just last reminder, full of charm. Don't forget about Paper Pumpkin. I think this month's Paper Pumpkin is really pretty because it's going to have all the gold foil accents on it. And I think that's it. You guys, I will see you in a couple weeks. Thank you for watching. Again, I have 2 of these sets left. If you didn't get one, email me. I can send you the details on this. And have a great rest of the week, everybody. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.